IFRS 15 is giving rise to some adjustments for those in the natural resources sector in relation to the amounts they're recognising for revenue, or the timing of when they recognise that revenue. The key areas of adjustment that we're seeing at BDO for the natural resources sector are in relation to assay adjustments, looking at when does control of the good pass by virtue to Incoterms, looking at the financing components in agreements and having to separate those out from the revenue, and also looking at items such as charges like transportation and refining and insurance costs. The issue we're seeing around assay results is often when control is passed to the customer of the goods, the miner doesn't really know the quantity of ore or commodity that's actually in the goods that they've sold. There'll be adjustments on certain commodities in relation to the quality and quantity of goods that have been sold. IFRS 15 requires that you can only recognise revenue to the extent that it's highly probable it won't reverse. So previously mining companies recognised revenue at the amount they expected to receive. Now mining companies have to be conservative when they recognise revenue at a lower amount and then make a subsequent adjustment for the final price that they receive. So it's causing a delay in revenue due to assay results. For prepaid offtake agreements, companies that have these, they need to increase the revenue that they're recognising in relation to the sales made to the customer and recognise a finance charge. Where companies are selling goods and there's transportation, insurance, refining charges included, you need to understand what is the promise to the customer and who's bearing the costs, particularly when these services are being provided by third parties. You need to understand, are you acting as the principal or as the agent in these arrangements, and you only recognise revenue to the extent that it's your responsibility to provide the service, not a third party. IFRS 15 requires companies in the natural resources sector to determine when control of their good passes. This differs from the previous test, which was a risk and rewards model. Risks and rewards is just one component of determining control, and there are other factors that need to be considered. Legal title, physical access to the goods, and who's responsible for those goods is always key in this determination. IFRS 15 is introducing new challenges for companies in the natural resources sector. Then we're seeing a myriad of challenges, and it really often is on a case-by-case basis. We really challenge companies to look at what their peer groups are doing, because you don't want to be the outlier. And I think that's why it's important to consult and really fully consider the ramifications of this standard on your business.